Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today let's go over another medium question in the database category that I just solved on my own. So again, I'm really happy that I was able to come up with my own solution to this question without any help, and I found it pretty straightforward. So let's go over it and let me show you how I did it. So this one's called confirmation rate. It's number 1934, and this is a non-premium question. And so basically what it asks you to do is to return the user IDs. So all the user IDs are going to be considered. And for each user ID, the ratio of confirmations to timeouts. We don't really care about the timestamp. And there are some edge cases in that if, for example, the user ID is not even in here, then it's going to be 0. Or if, for example, 3 doesn't even have a confirmation, it's still 0. So let's go ahead and get each user ID first from the signups table. So for IS in enumerate signups user ID. So now that we have the user ID, we just want to go ahead and find that inside of here. So let's create a dictionary of type list because we're going to append either timeout or confirmed. And then we're going to use a placeholder for 6, for example, because it has nothing in it. So let's go ahead and iterate over confirmations and user ID. First of all, we want to make sure we're finding it in this table. So if the C is equal to S, then we can just say, right, so the user ID, we're just going to append the action itself, right? So if confirmations of action of I or of J is equal to timeout, then D of C dot append T. Otherwise, let's just say append confirmed. Okay, so at the end of this nested loop, obviously 6 is not in there, so you're never going to find it. This is never going to execute. So in that case, if S is not inside of our dictionary, then let's just put a 0 because we know that that's going to be 0.00. Okay, so now let's print our dictionary. Okay, cool. So now we can go through this dictionary, iterate over every key, and we can say, so up here it says there are 3 different conditions, right? So if the confirmation rate did not request any confirmation messages, it's 0. So if C is not in DK, obviously we want an answer to gather the results. In that case, we're going to append the actual number itself, obviously, and then we are just going to append 0.00. Okay, because it says here 2 decimal places. Okay, otherwise, if C is in DK, and then, well, so let's think about this again. So if C is not in DK, in this case 3 is 0, in this case 7C is 1, so elif T is not in DK, then answer.append K and 1.00, so perfect, 100%. Okay, so otherwise, let's call this the ratio is going to be DK dot count of C divided by the length of DK, and then let's just append this and the ratio. So in that case, C and T are both inside of our dictionary. Let's print our answer just to make sure. So cool. So it looks like we have what we need. Cool. So, and then now we can just gather our results, right? Because we have everything. And we do their standard 1, 2 for A and answer, 1.append A0, 2.append A of 1, and then just set each column to 1 and 2. And run it. Okay. Okay, so 2 decimal places. So looks like what we need to do is say round and 2, because that's going to give us the rounded, and it's going to chop off only, it's going to only give us this. So let's run this. Okay, submit it. And there you go, passes all test cases. Again, I'm really happy that I was able to solve this question on my own and come up with my own solution without any assistance. So that's that. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more.